Hey, DJ Mosky, let's get it. We the champions here in Los Angeles. We doing numbers. Bringing home victory straight out the huddle. I met the plug, introduced to my brothers. My squad superior, ain't none above us. We doing numbers. Gang in the building, we taking it over.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? A fairly short kick from the 14. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The LSU man, Leonard Fournette, born right here in New Orleans. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Brady going to throw. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down.
Otton really landed in a nice situation when Tampa Bay picked him on day 3 of the draft. He goes to an offense that likes to use more than one tight end. He's got an immediate opportunity to play his way on the field. Plays like that will only get him more looks. A nice 1st down pickup there.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Saints, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
This one complete to Scott Miller. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what the opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are. And you know what else is happening now? They're gaining information. They're gaining knowledge about how the defense is planning on playing them. So not only are they being successful on this drive, they're filing things away for future drives in this game.
To throw again on 2nd down. Brady. That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he's going to get this down near the 25. It's safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a third down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on third down.
If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up the third down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And the Buccaneers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. No score after 1 on EA Sports. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Leonard Fournette. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bucs post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Bucs and Saints expected to possibly be the two to slug it out for the NFC South title in 2022. The Saints have had the Bucs number pretty much since the arrival of Tom Brady, at least in the regular season. They're 4-0 against Tampa Bay the last 2 seasons in the regular season. But remember, when Tampa won the Super Bowl, they did defeat New Orleans en route to that title. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Landry now in motion right. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. They'll send Landry in motion right. Dalton. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
Shaq Barrett's motor just keeps on running in Tampa Bay. Another 10 sacks for him in 2021. And he's up to 37 in 3 seasons with the Buccaneers.
Landry now in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. Open man has got one. It's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Touchdown! Chris Godwin. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Buccaneers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point put through by Succop, and it's now 14-0. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Kamara up the middle. And this will wind up a Saints 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing, Dalton. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. On the move past the 40. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a 1st?
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
First and 10 for Dalton. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And now off to the races down the right side. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the 1st half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
From the 40 now on 2nd down, Dalton. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Shaquille Barrett. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Eluding under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. Back deep, a Louisiana native, Jarvis Landry. And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. It's a squib kick picked up near the 25. And how about that return inside the 20-yard line?
During the week, the special teams coach puts together a game plan that he presents to the head coach. And in every game plan, there's one big play that he points to the head coach and says, listen, when we need it, we can go to it. I think they did exactly that on that one.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Second down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at him with this.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Ty Johnson, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints get a bit closer. Lutz with the extra point. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. They begin with a run by Fournette. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Again, it's Fournette. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Flushed out right. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. That one goes for 30 yards.
You get a rookie tight end who can run like this, it just gives this offense a different dimension than they've had. It's going to be fun to watch his development and how this offense expands as this season moves along.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. Escaping the pressure right. That's going to be caught. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Leonard Fournette with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Buccaneers take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point up and good by Succop. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken around the 12. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Brady now to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Landry now on the return. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And his throw here's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's Dalton. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Big 4th down here. It's Dalton. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the Buccaneers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out, let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Now a throw here to his running back. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. There he goes left side. The 30. 10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. On play action, it's Brady. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints are right back in this football game. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. There's Chris Olave. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. Passing, it's Dalton. Steps away to his left. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Another big play as they get 28 out of that one. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. They'll send Landry in motion right. Here's Dalton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath. and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Now Dalton. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Dalton. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. The Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Running left, it's Fournette. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw, Brady. Forced out to his... Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. It's a gain of 15, and that ought to just about put an end to this one. And this defense, they needed that one more stop to have any chance, but that completion, that's likely going to seal their fate.
And you could hear it in your voice, that one more stop.
Feel their pain.
Oh, it was so important. They just didn't get it done. Wow, what a way to finish this one off.
80 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Up the gut, Fournette. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So it's a win for the Bucs here. And the guy leading the charge, who else? He's done it for more than 2 decades now, Tom Brady.
Yeah, the numbers don't jump off the page, but he was a steady influence back there. He had a couple of touchdown passes on the afternoon. His guys rallied around him, and they're going to come away victorious.
So for Tampa Bay, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
My God, oh God, this is Son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes better. Why these tell me? You can join the journey, you is worthy. Just allow me, no. Kicking down your door. Bloodsuckers, I see this industry is filled with sheep. People that pretend to be something that they will never be. Oh my, I just need some little old peace of mind. The sons of kings, the ghouls, the gods. The moon, the light, the fools, the facts. My God, oh God, this is Son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes, baby. I can never be controlled. Let them know. 500 helicopters driving me gunso. But they want you just to envy. Let them see it. I'm the first to say it, now it's time you just believe it. I got too many fakes, made lots of foes. These people cold. Talk down your dreams because they know they can't come close. Don't shake no hands, they'll steal your friends. I walk alone. I see false idols, all the titles. You need to grow. Have you lost your mind? But I ain't like the others no more. God, I'm learning lessons as I go. You're only wasting time. Tell the devil there's a door. Praying God is only trying to test me for the throne. You'll always want more. My God, oh God, this is Son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes better.
Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah. Hey, check it. Okay, I feel unstoppable. Losing's impossible. Go against the team, the thing they know not to do. Bright lights, game on the line. Do what I gotta do. You ain't made it till they put on top of you. Parading through the city, the whole block come out for you. We just getting started.